Now, China new energy vehicle sales is expected to grow by 30% to 16.5 million next year in 2025. This is something that is pretty exciting to know that year-on-year growth is expected to hit 30% by next year, which is great. Now, 16.5 million, like I said, it's what China is expecting to sell, and these include the exports. Now, with this, you will know that this year the new energy vehicle sales in China are expected to reach 11 million, which I think we are going to get to that, no problem. And seeing that next year they're expecting a 30% growth, it is something that is great, and it shows you or proves to you that the market of new energy vehicle cars, electric vehicles, is expected to continue growing. Now, here is something very interesting that is going to result or give a huge boost into the growth of new energy vehicle sales. We already know that there is a subsidy that the Chinese government is issuing to those that want to buy new energy vehicle cars. They get up to 20,000 RMB when they are changing their old gas car for a new electric vehicle car, which is great, which is amazing. Now, over and above that, what we read, I think a month or two, is that Chinese government is going to make sure that even their departments, various departments, they start buying new energy vehicle cars. I mean, China, you know that a month or two they came and said that they need to lead as an example, or government departments need to lead by example and not continue procuring many gas cars, but rather start procuring more of new energy vehicle cars, which this is great. And today I think we just got even more details on how they planned on doing that. They just clarified the requirements for the proportion of government procurement of new energy vehicle sales. And on that clarification, apparently, number one, purchases that the government is to do should strengthen the management of the government procurement needs for official vehicles, fully understand functions and performance of new energy vehicles, and take lead in using new energy vehicles in light of actual usage needs. So they are going to prioritize new energy vehicle cars. And secondly, the competent budget unit shall coordinate and determine the annual government procurement ratio of new energy vehicle sales. So these are some of the implementing strategies they want to implement. So there will be budget ratios which will be used to procure these new energy vehicle cars. And if the new energy vehicle can meet actual use needs, the proportion of the new energy vehicle cars in total annual official vehicle procurement shall not be less than 30% in principle. Official vehicles such as confidential communications with relative fixed route single usage scenarios, mainly driving in urban areas, in principle 100% of them shall be purchased with new energy vehicles. So they are saying there is certain scenarios where they will just purchase 100%, they will go on only use or purchase new energy vehicle cars, which this is good news. Third point, they said the responsible budget unit shall guide and urge its subordinate budget units to implement their requirements for government procurement ratio of the new energy vehicle sales to do a good job in related to the guarantee of work for the use of new energy vehicle sales. Any problem encountered during policy implementation should be promptly reported to the Treasury Department of the Ministry of Finance. So these 3 points, this is how the government intends on start taking steps in procuring new energy vehicle sales. Like I said, 2 months ago, the Chinese government came and said that they are going to start procuring, lead by example, and buy new energy vehicle cars. And this is the plan. This is how they plan on implementing this policy of buying new energy vehicle sales, which this as a result is going to boost EV stocks sales, right? It's going to boost the new energy vehicle sales, which me, when I think about new energy vehicle sales, the only company I think about in China, it's NIO. NIO is going to get a benefit from this. I mean, there are quite a number of events that took place in China where NIO was selected as one of the, of course, official cars for the event, which shows you that they already know, or the government knows, that NIO is one of the best. If they are going new energy vehicle cars, the NIO is one of the best companies or best cars they ought to go for. I mean, there was a scenario or an article that was talking about if Onvo L60 is also a good car or can be a good purchase for the government. The government can opt to buy NIO, Onvo, Firefly, other new energy vehicle cars, which this as a result will boost the sales that gets to be generated in China of new energy vehicles, which is something that is great, something that is pretty exciting. I mean, already 30% increase year over year on growth is expected, and this means that if there is a growth of new energy vehicle sales of 30% expected, any number over that, any company that produces any number over that in terms of growth next year, that is a company you need to be buying, right? And knowing that our very own NIO, next year they are expecting to double sales, meaning 100% growth. It means that we are on the right company. This NIO is the right company to buy because it will grow way more than the industry peers or the industry average, which is something that is great, and it shows you the potential that lies within the NIO stock. So yeah, man, this is what we read today. This is what is happening. 16 million or over 16 million sales are expected to be generated next year. Over 11 million are going to be generated this year. This continues showing you where China is headed. This continues showing you the great position that China has globally when it comes to new energy vehicle sales. If you are an automaker and you are not selling in China for new energy vehicle sales, unfortunately you are not really doing a good job, because that's where the market is. If you can compete and win in China, it means that you should not have a problem to win and compete outside of China. It is for this reason that I think NIO in the long run is going to exceptionally do well even outside of China, where we are going to see quite a number of their cars being sold also outside of China. So yeah, man, do your own DD. Just thought I'd give you this quick updates. Tell me what you think about this. I think we need to brace ourselves for what's coming, because this just shows you and proves to you that indeed blue sky is coming. Those that are persevering throughout the head of the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. So don't forget to like this video, man. I'll appreciate, because it takes me some time to do some research and give you such a content. Otherwise, I'll see you in my next video, man, and God bless you all.